tonight are going to talk all about Pakayak. I love that name. Doug and Zanelle Macro, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for
You
having
had an idea about how to get a, let's call it a kayak slash kind of canoe thing, to make it portable. So who came up with the idea? And we should say you're a married couple doing this together.
Yes, we are.
Your idea?
It was my idea many years ago. I was tired of loading and unloading kayaks. I looked at them and I said, you know, these things could come apart and be like a stack of ice cream cones or Dixie cups. And that's really what launched the whole idea.
How long ago was that?
25 years or more.
When did he talk you, now you've only been married 6 years or so.
Right.
When did he talk you into, hey, listen, let's be an entrepreneur, an innovator. Let's make a nesting kayak.
I think I talked him into it. He told me the idea and I said, why aren't we doing that? That's brilliant. So we just started working on a prototype.
Where do you start working on a prototype? You knew it was going to be made out of plastic, correct? Some kind of plastic?
No, we didn't know that at first.
The industry sort of told us that.
Okay.
And that's sort of where it was all going, and we got that feedback from the manufacturers who do kayaks now. But first we started with, can it be made, one, and two, can it be patented? So our first trajectory was patent it and find out if we could actually make it.
All right, so you're about to do a Kickstarter plan for this, but you are going to have one delivered to you that you have made. Let's show the folks how this goes together. Now this is the Pakayak right
That is.
here.
That's a model, yeah.
In real size, it's 3 feet tall once it's nested.
3.5 feet tall when nested.
14 feet long kayak, hard shell kayak.
Okay, 14 feet long. And you told me it fits into a piece of luggage.
That's correct.
I can
Describe
put
it.
it in the trunk of my convertible.
Trunk of a convertible.
Yep.
So no more roof racks?
Right.
No more roof racks.
Oh my gosh.
No
All right.
more wind drag, no more lifting.
Take this apart, and I want to see how this works. How many pieces?
6 pieces. 6 pieces make it happen.
This only has ribs because it's a 3D printed piece.
Okay.
It'll be a smooth, typical
So that's the main body,
kayak. Right, this is the cockpit.
the cockpit. All right.
These two are hatches.
All right.
Rudder on the back.
Rudder ready.
If you want to have a rudder,
And it's 14 feet long.
it'll be
Right.
14 foot.
How does it go together? Talk to me about these little clamps.
Each intersection, each mating surface, has got 4 of these clamps with the exception of the 2 smallest, which only have 3. So this clamp is designed to hold in excess of 500 foot-pounds. So we've got a ton of
So it's not going to
force.
fall apart in the water. This baby's going to hold together.
2,000 pounds holding it together.
In each section,
Force.
2,000 pounds.
At each section.
I read you're going to make it bomb-proof.
Yeah,
That's
What
the
is that?
idea.
that is 2,000 pounds of pressure.
That's the idea. If a bomb were to hit this, we want everything to fall apart except the mate
And
surface.
of course, that's not going to happen. You're going to make it so far in 4 colors.
Correct.
Why these 4 colors?
That's
Well,
in.
this is our signature color. Just sort of a retro turquoisey surf. We call it surf. And then the other 3 colors are typical kayak colors, but we wanted them a little bit different than what everybody else provides.
Now, this is a bigger model down here, and this shows people just how easy this is going to go together. And again, it nests into 3.5 feet, you said.
3.5 feet.
You came up with a logo, and you're going to name each of these kayaks something, and there's a give back piece too. Tell me about that.
Right.
Well, the whole company is structured in an eco-friendly situation. So we're using everything recyclable that we can. We're minimizing scrap and waste where we can. We're trying to keep our carbon footprint as low as we can by centralizing our manufacturing, packaging, and distribution in one location. So the whole company has got that fiber written through it. Past that, we're taking a percentage of all of our profits, and we're going to be funding something. In the first case, it's going to be a bluefin tuna. The Pew Foundation heads up conservation efforts for it. It's a critically endangered species, and so we're going to be donating to that. We also want to give our customers some knowledge base, keep them up to date with what's going on with the status of the oceans, the health of the oceans, as well as the tuna, or successive models that be that particular fish.
Both outdoorsy types, is this how this came together? Tell me about that.
Yeah,
All right, so you're a kayaker.
Multi-sport.
multi-sport.
Yeah.
Both of us kayakers. Sure.
Biggest pitfalls of trying to build a company and trying to say to somebody, we want to build a kayak that nests, and people say to you, excuse me?
Yeah.
So tell me about the pitfalls.
You know, like anything, I imagine. Anything that hasn't been done before, no one knows how it can happen, so it's an uphill battle. And, you know, if it weren't for her helping me and me helping her, I don't think this would have ever gotten as far.
You have
It
two
takes-
other partners, correct?
Yeah.
We do. Phil
Yeah.
Miller and Day Moore.
And they're helping you do what?
Everything.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful to have two extra people to do everything we used to do.
Yeah.
And they bring very valuable skills. Phil?
Both of them, you know, both of them bring a lot to the table. Phil was in manufacturing and operations and vice president for a large plastics company.
Injection molding.
Right,
Yeah.
injection molder. And so he brings a wealth of knowledge to it. Day Moore is just a go-getter. She's done several businesses of her own. She's
Entrepreneurial.
very eco-minded, very savvy, very customer relation savvy. So she's got a whole nother end that she brings to it.
How soon can we order these? I know you're doing a Kickstarter, and that's going to happen this spring, correct?
We're planning to kickstart this April for a 30-day campaign.
Okay.
And as soon as that's over, they're up for, you can order them.
Where are they going to be made?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Made in America?
Made in America.
I love that.
Everything is made between Connecticut, New York, and Pennsylvania.
Right. Between our seat cushions, our clamps, the boat, everything's made in eastern U.S.
And I'm guessing that was important to you guys.
Absolutely.
True enough.
Was it hard enough to do? Because you could have gone right to China, I'm sure, and gotten it cheaper, right? But you did your
don't want
homework
to.
and figured out where you can make it here.
Yeah. It's actually nicer to have everybody here, but I can see the desire that most people go overseas with it.
Any particular thing you want to tell me about your logo?
We like
You
it.
love it,
We
of
like
course.
it.
Love it.
Yeah,
Went
yeah,
through
yeah.
many renditions, and I finally came up with that one. I tried to get the idea of nesting with the black, white, black, and once I designed it, it was just obviously okay. That's it. That is definitely our logo. So.
Well, Doug and Zanelle Macro, thank you so much for coming on,
Thank
and I
you.
hope this is just, it explodes for you because it's a great idea.
Thank you.
A nesting kayak, Pakayak. Thank you.
Pakayak.
Thanks so much, Ann.
Thank you,
Thanks
Ann.
so much.
Made a trivial pursuit, spend one this in. Who is this girl? Spend all night kissing, and the was right here. Then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm a witch, and I found the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Need to keep locked in the grocery store of my mind, just to save time. Skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, you know that you need me.